to engage in some kind of personal education, including, well, and to share with you, yes. Accordingly, it turned out that everyone knows the disease dandruff very well. So, dandruff is precisely an excess growth of these bacteria. So it's a bacterial problem, essentially. Not bacterial, but fungal. That is, Malassezia is a fungus. When there is a fungus, for example, on the skin, on the feet, on the nails, it really bothers people. This is a big problem. And, by the way, this is also a manifestation that is on the legs, on the nails. So what does this mean? That flora is additional. It lives everywhere with us, and it is ours everywhere. Accordingly, if we do something wrong, this flora can either flourish, or if we do something wrong, its growth can be restrained, and, accordingly, our immunity will work better. And we will not have fungi on our nails, we will not have fungi on our skin, and we will have a measured amount of fungi on our scalp. This is what epigenetics is. And this is exactly what your lifestyle gives you. Accordingly, if you eat a lot of sugar mixed with fat, you increase your insulin levels and you increase the production of sebum, which is very abundant on the scalp. And these fungi, in fact, feed on this fat. And your androgens, they just help. They are, like 2 + 2 is equal to 4, right? That is, insulin plus testosterone, dihydrotestosterone, instead of 2.2 separately, we get 4. That is synergy, a double effect. They are just like androgens, yes, they play the first key role. No, most likely, the inflammatory process that accompanies the growth of these fungi will play a role. And, accordingly, a violation, well, many inflammatory factors, a violation of microcirculation. This is very important too. Why does the same drug minoxidil help? Although I haven't used aminoxidil for probably a year or 6 months, maybe even a year, I use all the other tricks that I wrote in the guide. Aminoxidil. I'm just getting tired of it. But even then, I didn't notice any deterioration after stopping minoxidil. Why? Well, because it's an inflammatory process. I haven't had dandruff even once in these 2 years, because I work on it and I monitor it. And you too must understand this simple thing. If you have dandruff on your head, there is itching, some chaga, there is major peeling, all this is a nutritional error, a lifestyle error, and a hygiene error. And dandruff definitely needs to be treated. You should never walk around with dandruff. And in teenagers, in children, dandruff is also a sign of poor nutrition, but in children, for example, dandruff, androgens do not interfere, they do not give such a strong effect. But at the same time, there may be dandruff and the hair will not fall out much yet. Well, again, due to age. But as soon as a teenager, as soon as the sex hormones are activated, there are a lot of them in free form, acne immediately appears, and dandruff is so bad that it's unbelievable that everyone runs there almost to retinoids, all sorts of acecnocutanes and so on, that is, harsh methods. But because of this, because of the fact that this kind of nutrition and this way of life that has become the norm now, right? That is, well, like going to eat McDonald's, adore ice cream or something, sugar. Although I am not the most disciplined in this regard, intermittent fasting helps me out the most in this context. So, accordingly,